Hey guys, welcome to another episode of tying streamers for Seabass. This time we're using a Partridge hook, semi-cycle hook. This one though is a 1-0 hook. These are smaller hooks, so smaller patterns, but I tied them all up. So this is a 1-0, remember that. We're tying a little shrimp pattern for Seabass using a Veevus GSP 100 thread. Just a little bit thinner than the 200 I usually use, but for a nice little pattern like that, it's just better to use a thinner thread. We use a Marabou grizzly feather. We remove the fluffy feathers at the edge, and then we grab the tip of it like that and just remove it. And this makes sure that the feathers will not just stick together in the water later on and form a nice mouthpiece. Then we just tie it in with a few loose wraps pointing upwards and pull it back to the desired length that we want to have for our mouthpiece, and it should be around 2 or 3 centimeters. If you want, or we can just go back and loose open wraps, take a little bit further back, something like that. That's the length we want to have. Just get it a little bit pointing downwards by just tying into the band a little bit further, and then moving the thread out again, cutting the feather not too short so we form our nice body of the shrimp as well, and then going back to the position here. And then we have to form our dubbing bowl here to lift the eyes up a bit. For this we're using the underfur of naiad or craft fur or whatever. You can use shrimp dub as well, but that's just so we don't waste any material. This is craft fur, extra selected, the underfur, as we're just tying a pure craft fur shrimp. So we have a little bowl like that, and we're tying the eyes against it so they point up then later. Take the eyes, go nearly the same length as the mouthpiece, a few loose wraps, tighten it, take the second eye, take a new eye after I dropped it, tie it the same length, just a few loose wraps and tighten it, go all the way to the dubbing ball, as this is lifting up the eyes a bit. And what we have to do then is go with the thread between the eyes, just to spread them a bit to the sides, so it looks like with a real shrimp. Do that on the other side as well. Just a few turns, like that, and then just tighten everything. As we're using quite a big hook, as this is a Seabass fly, we don't need any lead or something like that on our fly. I anyway don't like to tie lead into my flies. For those who do, just put it in. Then we take our craft fur and just cut off a piece like that. Just remove the mattress that it was attached to. Maybe use a little bit more. Just depends on how long your hook is, how much craft fur you use, of course. So we have just a bunch of it, and we remove all the underfur, and with the underfur as before, we can just dub it on later and form the shrimp body. But now we make a dubbing loop, make a nice long dubbing loop, just makes it easier to handle later. Though we just only do the material on the first 10 centimeters, what was going around the hook later, then it just makes it a bit easier to handle. So don't make it too short, you just make it complicated. We put the loop aside, move the thread back all the way to the eyes, and then just dub our craft fur on. moisten the finger a bit, makes it easier sometimes. You can use wax as well, but I just don't really care. Just get it really tight here. And we can just get the first wrap on, and then it gets easier. I just like sometimes to grab the thread instead of the bobbin then, and just moving it down. Like that. If you get too much, just get rid of it. So now we're taking our dubbing loop again we prepared. And we're just placing our craft fur in it. Like that. Just spread it a little bit more. You can secure it with one finger. If you place one finger alongside to it like that, you can just lay it on top of your finger so it's not slipping out. You can use wax, of course, as well. That makes it a little bit easier to handle. I just do it like that. And then I just cut the edges close to the thread. Just makes it spin a little bit nicer. And then I just spin my dubbing twister. It doesn't really matter which one you use. And brush it out, just with a cat brush. Really easy to do, sorry for that. You can check if you can pull them out here, and if you can't, it's tight enough. That's good. If you can pull them out, you just keep spinning a little bit more, and then they tighten itself. So now we just strike the fibers back into one side and go back around it. And now, because we have such a nice long dubbing loop, we can go around the bobbin and just tie it down. You go in a little bit more open turns around the hook shank, so the body is not becoming too dense, as we are tying a shrimp, and shrimps have a dense inner body, but they do look a little bit translucent on the top and the bottom. So we just go around with open wraps. Once we reach the hook eye, just catch the thread like that. Just a few wraps. Move the thread upwards and just cut it really close, like that. Just do one or two more wraps. You apply a little bit of glue, but not onto the hook, but on the thread, as we don't want to get the craft fur soaked with it. Only the thread. And then we stroke the craft fur back again here, and just move the glue around the hook eye. Tighten it, make one knot into the wet glue, cut it, and then the fly is gone. Done. And now we just brush it out a bit, so the fibers that we catch while doing the brush are just getting loose again, just go in all directions. And then we got it finished. Shrimp ready to fish. Have fun tying it.